I've always, I've had an ambivalent feeling about the filming of my books and my works for two reasons. The first is that I write for the imagination. I really do. And by that I mean the two ways in which the imagination works in the way I choose to write. One is when you're reading it, what you imagine and what you see, what you have to make up with your mind. The second is what happens to you after the reading. I've taken great pain over the years in concentrating my art in the afterwards. It's a different orientation in your writing when you're writing for someone to read it and for the effect to be felt when you're reading it and for the effect to be felt afterwards. That's why I find that the reaction to my books is, there's two reactions. There's a reaction immediately, they finish reading it. There's a reaction a year or two, two or 3 years afterwards. And I'm now learning the art of writing for the longer and longer period after the reading. Now, the effect of that is that I'm talking about a very implicated kind of writing. A writing that does not, or rather a writing that affects your imagination in stages. A bit like those prolonged vitamin C release tablets, right? How do you translate that into film? The very nature of film is that it presents the image immediately. It's in front of you. Of course, there are many subtle filmmakers that can be very indirect and very suggestive. But I really like the theater of the mind. I like writing for the inside of the mind of my readers and their hearts. Words are very mysterious that way. They're abstract. You make up what you read. I can't say that strongly enough. You invent the book that you're reading with a little help from the writer, the right kind of help. So I don't want to lose that intimate, highly creative relationship with the reader's mind and heart and memory and desires. On the other hand, I love the medium of film. I'm a great fan of cinema. And some of my greatest experiences have been with films. So what I'm saying, I guess, is I'm hoping for a filmmaker who has that same layered creative relationship with the creativity of the viewer's mind to come along and film one of my works. Someone who's as indirect and suggestive as I'd like to be. A filmmaker who has a great sense that what you see is not necessarily what there is, because that is the basis of my writing, that there's more to life, more to reality than what we see, feel, hear, and think. That there are more dimensions in the universe, there are more dimensions amongst us. This space that seems empty is not empty at all. It's full of presences. A filmmaker that has that sense, and yet has a great sense of storytelling, combined, would be for me an ideal. I don't think the eyes are enough. I think the eyes reduce reality. There's an intuitive, an instinctive, and a dream quality that is always a part of the world that we live. So if a filmmaker were to come along, I'd like them to start small, with maybe one of my short stories, and let's see how they are. I'm not in a rush. Finally, I think I would love a filmmaker to be as challenging about the nature of reality as I always want to be. So in a sense, I'm offering a challenge to filmmakers out there. If you think you're seriously radical, come talk to me.